Welcome to the Astor Perkins, all things deep tech and survival for the April 26th event. My name is Samantha Ori. I'm founder and CIO of the Ouroboros Group. We're a private equity fund. We have an action-packed agenda with keynotes from luminaries and panels with category-winning startups. Well, we are very excited about today's program. Please welcome Scott Amyx, managing partner at Astor Perkins. We'll give the welcoming speech. Scott, please take it away.
Thank you, Sam. At Astor Perkins, we back mavericks solving some of the hardest problems facing humanity on Earth and in space. The purpose of Astor Perkins event series is to showcase category leaders in deep tech, but we do it in a way that's distinctively Astor Perkins, with substance, rigor, and trust. Trust is a rarity in these volatile and uncertain times. And at Astor Perkins, we go beyond due diligence of most VCs. We get into forensics. Most startup founders don't start out to defraud investors. It happens over time. It's looking for small clues and nascent behavior that could indicate a potential problem or legal matter down the road. It's not simply a matter of financial auditing. It's trying to piece together the flow of money. What are they hiding? It's looking for behaviors of secrecy, obfuscation, ethical lapses, lack of governance and controls, and a potential toxic culture. We see it as our duty to our LPs to not only deliver solid fund performance, but to invest in sound, well-governed startups that have the best chance of becoming the next trillion-dollar company. As part of that mandate, we believe in providing net new knowledge that you can trust. We don't want our LPs to fall prey to hype or the latest exuberance of the day. We carefully curate content with the foremost experts to show you the truth on the ground, what's really happening, what has real legs, and where exactly is it in the adoption curve. Also, part of prudent investing is having foresight. What's coming down the pipeline that you need to be aware of? At Astor Perkins, everything that we do supports our mandate of trust, substance, and rigor. In today's exciting program, you'll hear from Professor Matthew Gillingham, Director of Waite Research Institute at the University of Adelaide, and Director of the Australian Research Council Centre of Excellence in Plants for Space, who will share a new exciting program that will fund research to study plants in space. The center represents an international authority and a focal point for plant-based space food, material, and engineering research. It will create new technologies and capabilities in plant modification to translate research into applications to address grand challenges in sustainability for space and on Earth. With eyes towards delivering transformative solutions for space habitation to create enhanced plant-derived food and bioresources, it's an ambitious research and international coordination with NASA and international space agencies, private space companies to top research and universities such as Cambridge, UC Berkeley, ETH, Zurich, to name a few. The center has been endowed with a $35 million budget over 7 years to pursue these ambitious goals. In the field of longevity, we look across tissue, organ growth and transplantation, gene editing and gene therapy, senescent cells, cellular engineering, epigenetic programming, and organ regeneration. One of the areas that we look at is the importance of our gut health to longevity. The human intestinal microbiome consists of a dynamic multi-species community of billions of bacteria. Research has revealed that the intestinal microbiome plays a critical role in our immune system that is responsible for fighting everything from cancer to other diseases. Dr. Barbara Sladek, Managing Director of Biome Diagnostics, will discuss how they're using machine learning and the next-gen DNA sequencing to understand an individual's unique health characteristics of their gut microbiome. The startup is working to help optimize our gut health at the individual level as we age over time. Their diagnostics can help predict how well a patient will respond to cancer therapy in terms of strength of their immune system. While mainstream can't seem to get past the hype and frenzy of large language models and generative AI, at Astor Perkins, we are examining the advancements in machine learning models and techniques that are driving fundamental innovation under the hood. Professor Daniela Russ, Director of MIT CSAIL and Director of MIT AF AI Accelerator, will speak on liquid neural networks. She'll explain how closed-form, continuous time neural networks can help acquire knowledge by synthesizing flexible neural models that can perform inference model-free. These liquid time constant networks can improve representation learning, robustness and flexibility of models, capture true causality of data, models interpretability, all the while making systems more efficient and scalable. Professor Stephen Whoopsie of Atmospheric Environmental Science at Harvard will discuss satellite detection of global methane emissions. Methane SAT, funded by the Environmental Defense Fund, a nonprofit, is building a satellite that will provide data to catalyze action to rapidly slow the rate of global warming. It's aimed to measure methane emitted by oil and gas infrastructure, urban environments, and agriculture at a level of precision and on a fine scale never achieved before. The goal of Methane SAT project is to reduce methane emissions from the oil and gas industry by 45% by 2025 and nearly eliminate methane emissions by 2050. Methane SAT is a single satellite with a wide field of view and high precision instrument capable of mapping and quantifying methane emissions in about 200 kilometers or 125 miles in area. What sets Methane SAT apart from other satellite detecting methane is its ability to measure plumes or the diffuse methane that other satellites cannot detect, yet represents some 80% of methane emissions. Most of us have recently watched SpaceX Starship's first ever fully stacked test flight. The panel with Dr. Abhishek Tripathi, Director of Mission Operation at UC Berkeley Space Sciences Laboratory, and Dr. Andy Lapsa, CEO of Stoke Space, will discuss the implication of SpaceX Starship on the competitive landscape and even on other space industries such as satellite refueling and servicing, private space stations, the cislunar economy, and lunar ice and mineral mining on the moon. We then transition to space debris removal with Luc Piguet, CEO of ClearSpace. Referred to as Kessler syndrome, it's a phenomenon in which the amount of space junk in orbit around Earth reaches a point where it creates more space debris, causing safety and operational challenges for satellites and space missions. In 2020, ClearSpace won an ESA contract worth $100 million to develop and conduct the world's first orbital debris removal mission, named ClearSpace One. They have since designed a four-arm capture system for its robotic satellite passing the POC testing with VSA last year, and now qualify to proceed to the next phase. They hope to launch their system in 2026. We then explore truth on the ground with robotics with some of the foremost experts and leaders in robotics. Dr. Dave Coleman, CEO of Picnic Robotics, Jordan Kretschmer, CEO of Rapid Robotics, and Dr. Wesley Zhang, CEO of Posh Robotics. They'll share their experience and perspectives on the adoption of robotics in manufacturing and industrial applications. And finally, while investors have long understood how policies and special interests lobbying can boost or protect investments, not many have explored the role of activism in the context of investments. We're joined by Nick Engelfried, activist and author, Ilana Cohen, youth climate activist at Harvard, to discuss the role of climate activism on legislation and capital. So I hope that you're excited as we are about today's incredible agenda and speakers. At Astor Perkins, we present a unique opportunity. Come see us at work. Welcome to Astor Perkins, all things deep tech and survival. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Scott, for that opening speech.